Day 6. Joseph, the importance of personal integrity. Today we're talking about one of my favorite characters, Joseph. Before we jump in, here's a little context to the story. After Elizabeth and Zacharias' son John was born, Mary left their house and traveled back to Nazareth. From there, the story picks up again in Matthew 1, verse 18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows. After his mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not wanting to make her a public example, was minded to put her away secretly. But while he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take for you Mary your wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. And she will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. So all this was done, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Behold, the virgins shall be with child, and bear a son, and they shall call his name Immanuel, which is translated, God with us. Then Joseph, being aroused from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took to him his wife, and did not know her till she had brought forth her firstborn son. And he called his name Jesus. Matthew 1, verse 18 through 25. Here we see Joseph described as Mary's husband, even though they were betrothed at the time. Again, the implication is that Mary committed adultery against Joseph under Hebrew law, even though today's society would classify this as Mary cheating on her fiancé. In this way, the passage goes out of its way to highlight the level of betrayal Joseph felt. It also sides with Joseph by showing that as her husband, he had the full power of the law to receive recompense by having Mary stoned. And yet, that is not what happened. Despite how hurt Joseph was for what he perceived as being cheated on and lied to by the person he loved the most, he chose to treat her with honor and dignity. Instead of taking vengeance, he chose to put her away secretly so that she would not face any more public humiliation. And then, after his encounter with the angel, he went even further and willingly bore the false implications that his community would have imputed upon him for getting Mary pregnant before they were officially married. Over and over again, Joseph shows incredible integrity through his actions. It is one thing to say, I would never do that if I was in that situation, but to actually act with integrity during painful situations is extremely hard to do. When our emotions are screaming about how unfair it is or how much it hurts, it is easy to want someone to blame. And yet, Joseph's story shows us that God sees our actions and honors integrity, even when society doesn't appreciate it. Without Joseph's commitment to personal integrity, the promised child might not have been born in Bethlehem, have been considered the son of David, or have escaped death from Herod's evil scheme. In other words, Joseph teaches us that without personal integrity, we can't weather the storms to receive our promises.